my audio needs to be tweaked just a tad bit, and this baby need to be powered on. That's what the problem is right there. What's going on? I appreciate everybody coming over here. Check me out over here at the Real Films channel. This is exactly Black Outrage, and we're celebrating number 40 on the head. We hit number 40 today, and I appreciate everybody been rocking with us. We should be officially live around about now, and I appreciate all the love and support. Well, in this particular video, we're going in a conversation about Ice Cube, and why are we talking about Ice Cube? It's because he is just kind of like getting thrown under the bus a little bit about actually talking in behalf of the people that's immigrants, and that's kind of like a no-no in the black community. Why is it a no-no in the black community? Because most times they're looking over black people in order for the immigrants to succeed, and that has been like not the way we're supposed to be. Obviously, stepping over black people should not be tolerated. Obviously, we've been here for 400 years, and they've been here for 400 months. So I gotta put my question in the. I gotta put it in here, and then it's so funny to even ask him ask a question like this about bro, because he was actually one of the last people you would think would be asked that question upon when I was young. You know what I'm saying? He was like the hip hop rapper of the year. He was doing his thing, and you never would imagine him being the person that somebody calling as or wondering is they a slave dude. What the heck? I like that. That's how you make it happen. My fault, y'all. I just gotta make sure some stuff is happening over here. I've never seen this. Some stuff pop up at the last minute. It's like, what man? What is it saying? Use the URL to add to overlay into your add the overlay in your own quarter. I got to figure all that out. But anyway, so I'm gonna get to the message with Cube. I'm just gotta double check all my little stuff behind the scenes. That's what we have to do real quick. So if you want to, you can vote. It looks like we got one vote in there already, and it's 100% on Ice Cube being not a sellout. So the people are gonna actually give their opinion. But let's get to what Cube said, because we ain't gonna just put words in his mouth. We're gonna actually listen to the man himself give his opinion. So welcome to the channel. Oh, the audio is low. Well, it's screaming on my side. Let me listen to it again. Thanks for telling me that too. I see it being low, but I don't know how I could turn it up. Oh, maybe right here. Maybe right here. Nah, it's all the way up. So maybe you just got to turn your stuff up. Welcome back to you. I appreciate y'all popping in. So let's go. Debbie, you the best. So anyway, Ice Cube, here we're going. We got to get to the video again. And let's see, will it play with some sound and all that goodness right quick. Let's go. Hit it like that and
schools, and it's like, come on, man, y'all just, because there's a way to do it, right? Overdoing it. And then the country flip-flops. First it's cool, then it's not, then it's cool, then it's not. It's like, how could somebody even keep up with what's going on? So it's sad, man. I can't wait till this period is over. It's like, I don't know how we're gonna get to the end, but this is just it's crazy to see people dragged out of the spots of refuge, Now, once it's over, there's going to be a lot to clean up for the next guy. Well, yeah, and then, like, everything is empty, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when you do that to, you do that to so-called people who are what they call illegal. And now you get the people who legal don't want to come out because they don't want to deal with your ass either. Right. So, everybody's staying home, so I'm legal. I don't want to come out. Yeah, thank you. You don't want nobody to come hassle you or even want to look at your license and your shit. It's like, right? Because now they're just grabbing because of the skin color. Exactly. So nobody's safe, man. And they don't care who they grab. Really, they don't care who they grab. They don't. It's sad. Elderly, kids, women, children, doesn't matter. everybody. You know, it's like they come in and disrespect everybody and want to traumatize people. 100%. You know, that's part of it too. They want to traumatize the ones that's looking, not just the ones that's being. Yeah, they just. It's a whole tactic that's been using forever, and it's played out.
Tim Black's BS to tell.
All right, look, now we're going to watch the guy Tim Black talk about this. This is one of the guys, YouTuber, podcaster. Y'all check his show out, Tim Black. That's the guy who I found this information out on because I'm a fan of Ice Cube, but I didn't know he was talking like this. And while I understand the dynamic that's happening, the dynamic that's happening has always been set up in America to do this or that, to step over black people. And it's okay that to see the pain and suffering that happens from other communities, but you can't see the black situation. So for instance, people getting taken away from their families, that's been happening in black culture since the beginning of time. You get from the slave times to now. If they arrest you for any crime that you do, and which you know, in every jail in every state is filled up with more black people than anybody, especially immigrants. It's way more black people in every single state jail. So now you got all those people locked up and nobody's supposed to care. It's supposed to be like, well, you're a criminal, you did a crime, you do the time, you do the crime. Everybody got a good cliche. But when it comes to the other folks, it's like, well, god damn, they're getting snatched away from their families. Why? Why is this? Well, why should, if they're in America, why should they get different jurisprudence? Why shouldn't they have the same laws that all of us apply to the same way? And if they want to be here, and it's a process that you got to do to be here, then why don't they do it? Because as soon as you get arrested, a black person, nobody talks about due process or speedy trials. You got to have money for them kind of companies. They talk about public defender and continuances. That's be the conversation. And so that's supposed to be okay for us to hear that. We're not supposed to have no feelings. We're not supposed to have no uncomfort. As soon as somebody else happened or it happens to other folks, then it's supposed to be alarm is reached and we all got to go and war has to happen. They can't go through any bad afternoons. Okay, say you went through 5 years of badness. White people will just give it a title and make a movie and a documentary about it. We just went through decades and centuries of the entire people being redlined, being lynched. They still snatching black people in some areas in the world and keeping them. They're not even getting it home. The truck drivers being kept in some locations inside America. But none of this stuff is supposed to be of alarming. It's only supposed to be alarming when it happened to other people, and that's the sickness, and that's the stupidity in it. And we have to all agree with that. And I understand that Ice Cube is what they call it. I want to say shape shifting, but they got another word for that when you be around certain people and you start talking in a vernacular or talking to the conversation or the talking points that they would like to hear, because they're, he was on a Hispanic podcast, and he's from LA, so the effect of immigration is going to hit him because around in his circle, in his circumference, because you literally live around more of those people. So you won't necessarily concede exactly what's happening in the black person community or a black neighborhood, because that's just not your reality no more. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, you're rich, you moved on, whatever it is, but it still exists, just like that thing exists. And one day that's going to blow over. They're going to fix that. They're going to chop it down, sweep it under the rug, stop it, get them some kind of money. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to fix it. The neighborhoods, the black community, everything that has always continued to play out in our community is going to sustain. It's going to sustain, just like the judge said in the courtroom. Sustained. It ain't nothing going to change. So let's get right back to the message. Hit the like button, share the message. This Black Outrage 40. We're celebrating 40 of these things going straight through nonstop. And I want you guys to comment. I'm going to read the comments. And also, we do the poll. What you think about Ice Cube? But let's finish up the conversation. This Tim Black, he's going to give you a little bit more insight. Let's go. Hit the audio.
Hispanic brothers talking about what's going on with the immigration reform, border, all this shit. You from a state that's got a heavy Latino population. I get it. Here's the thing, and this is what I had to come to, this conclusion I had to come to. I'm not you. You're not me. But if it was me, I stand on my square and I say like this. These are unapplauded actions of our government in the manner in which they carry out the thing. But make no mistake about it, some things gotta change. Because my people catching hell. I don't want anybody to suffer. Nobody. That's not my goal. I don't wake up in the morning and say, I want somebody's family to suffer. I want to see dads and moms and kids crying because somebody got deported. But here's the deal, Johnson. There'll be black people crying who can't get jobs. And I know you're going to tell me, this don't impact us. This got nothing to do with it. America itself puts black people on the bottom of the pie.
And right there is one of the key points that's need to come from that conversation. When black people are out of jobs, instead of them inventing more jobs or giving up loans so that black people can start companies, run corporations themselves, giving up business loans, they skipped over that. They skipped over it for years. So you can go to school, you can be educated in whatever career objective you're into, but ultimately you got to get a job. And that means you got to go in a job pool and fight against everybody else trying to get a job. And hopefully you one that's picked. And if you do, then you got to fit inside this white environment. If you can't do that, then you out on the ground. Whereas these other cultures could come here, they'll fix a job, they'll create a job. They'll be able to go to that said job and speak in their own language. They don't even have to speak English. They'll work right in that job around everybody. And then all of them, matter of fact, even the workers who work there that's not even from another country, will be able to speak in that language with them at the job around everybody. And it wouldn't even be looked upon as funny or what's going on. So it's just been double. And then all these jobs not coming to black people for centuries. So then it's like, okay, so what would the police do if you just got all these black people that's not going to have jobs walking around every community across America? Okay, they just put crimes on you. They figure it out later. Some little white kid got to go to school and become a lawyer, and hopefully that your paperwork come across their stuff, and then all of a sudden they can go and get you out of jail, and then what we do again, white people make a movie about it. And it'll be hopefully you the one that they pick to do that. But it's nobody looking at the black culture situation. It's like, okay, what happened to these people within the last 9 months, within the last 90 months? I can't believe what's going on. And it's like, yeah, it is tumultuous, it is crazy, but did you see what's been happening all the time here or not today? So I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, Josh, I appreciate you saying he's a Trumper, but it don't matter what nobody vote for because the systems in America, neighborhoods that's black, they don't change. So it could be Obama, it could be Bush, it could be Reagan, you name it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing no matter where you drive, no matter which corner, and no matter what state, no matter what city. Now, where is that happening for immigrants where the thing stays the same? It's not. It didn't stay the same where they were from in their country. When they came over here, it wasn't the same when they first crossed over. And now when they get to the neighborhood they live in, it's not the same now no more because why? They get to have jobs and build things up. Everything keeps moving. Everything keeps switching. Everything keeps evolving. But where's the involvement for the black people? Because you could say it's somebody's a Trump or somebody's a Biden or somebody's a Democrat, whatever you call them. How does any of that move anything forward in the black community? It don't. It never has. So anybody could be whatever they want to be. They could be astronaut. They could be Willie Ghost. But that ain't going to change none of the stuff happening in our culture and in our community. And that's the problem. Josh, you hit it on the head. That's it right there, bro. Yep, it's like that. It's literally the color line. It's literally the color dynamic. It's the lighter, then the brown, then the dark, then the darker. That's true. So I'm last in line. I mean, I'm not gonna get too much effect from America at this point, and that's okay. We are as black people are very creative. We're very smart. We'll be able to come up with new things that most time the people in the world look at it and take it with them and be like, we invented it ourselves. But ultimately, it was black people having nowhere to turn. Even Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? Even Ice Cube. I remember being a kid, and that's why I put that in the comment section. That vote, and I want you guys to continue to vote because as a kid, it would be a joke to say is Ice Cube a sellout. He had albums called Death Certificate, Fuel Injection, and on those albums and on those songs, he would be talking about blackness and racism, and he was literally one of the first people who was saying white in his albums. He was actually had a white guy in one of his songs talking about, yeah, man, I'm waiting for Jesus, whatever. It was like some little joke or whatever. And I remember it swirled around everybody like, man, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. He got a white dude on his album. It was like, what? Ice Cube got a white dude on his album. He like crazy. He called him, I think he said he was calling him White Devil or something like that at that time. But this just was on the radio, on his music, underground hip hop shit like that. They didn't play them songs on the radio, but it was just how you grew up and you remember. And I just remember Ice Cube was doing that. So now him becoming a sellout or even having that conversation is crazy. And it's been swirling for a few minutes because he gave some documents to Bush and him, Biden and him at one point, or Trump and him at one point. So he's been kind of been looked upon as kind of a little dummy. You know what I'm saying? So Lord Obito said, Ice Cube has let down too many people. Man, yep, time after time, that's true. Josh said, that's what makes it bad, man. Yeah, Lord Obito said, he's abandoned all that shit. That's a fact. I'm looking at him upside the head now when I was a super fan of him and never imagined him being looked upon as nothing else but a legend, especially back then. But hit the like button, guys. Show some love. Hit the super chat. Show some love. Super thanks. All that good stuff. And we're going to get right back to the message. Let's Tim back lead the way again. We'll be right back with more conversation. Let's go.
So to me, any immigration is not going to be a bonus to Black Americans. Just as how I see it. And that's who I'm advocating for. So that's how I'm riding. You cannot be divided on this issue if you're Tim Black. I can't do it. I will not do it. I refuse. I guess I could do it if I wanted to be like Cube. I wanted to be a lame. But in order for me to be who I need to be in this moment in time, in my life, where I'm at in my advocacy, I got to stand on my square. And I got to say, there got to be ways to do it, which can be more. I can only say, I'm sure there are other ways that things can be done that are more.
Are you struggling?
That's a perfect point to stop and have a little break. Because at the end of the day, he's telling the truth. Like we could look past it and look down at what the dude Ice Cube is doing, but it's not right. You know what I'm saying? We understand that other people going through stuff, but what they're supposed to do for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you expect us to do. You know what I'm saying? He said first NWA. Yeah, because that was a humdinger. But the idea over the ultimate history was that he was getting jerked by that guy, that white dude. Somebody I forgot his name right now. That guy who was their boss, of Ruthless Records. And he said he was getting robbed, so he left them. He said they was trying to give him an $80,000 check. He felt like he made more money than that, so he got out the way. Shout out to my boy Steve O'Stone, and he popped in here, and I want to read what he said real quick. He bought one of our shirts too. I don't have one available sitting right. Oh, here it is actually. But right now, my store is down, so I had a store back up probably later on today. So this is our new shirts. They're available right now. You'll get one of these. They'll be tagged if you ever watch these videos on the playback. So I got to work on this to get my store back kicking. So, but anyway, Steve O'Stone has said that's how white supremacy does. Those radical brothers like him, they spin the block when you an old black man and make you compromise to witness for all that shit you was talking. Yeah. And for whiteness, compromise to whiteness for all that shit you was talking. And it's so crazy how they work. When you talk about it like that, Steve O'Stone, that's a perfect point. And guys, make sure you vote over there because we got a great vote going in. The votes is coming in crazy too. And what's so funny because I have a like this a filmmaking channel. So sometimes I have a dystopian mind to create this movie, and the idea of the movie is a black man born white, from the hood. I'm sorry, a black man born black, from the hood, grew up on the south side from, Detroit, but he dies white. He dies white, a white man like Jay-Z. He's able to afford a $200 million mansion in California somewhere. High, look, where is it? Who, I don't know, but he can buy one. You know what I'm saying? And so why would he go back? Why would he go back to his roots of who he was and what made him a person, or what he gave him his environmental understanding of life? Now he wants to be in this opulent world, living on boats and yachts and shit like that. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying that's basically how we're designed as black men in America. So if you get the job, you're not thinking no more about running a corporation or starting a business. You just want to work for those white people until you old and you die, and that's success. That's not looked upon as a bad thing. But somebody like Trump would take that money and go start a corporation, and this would be a high-rise building, and he would tell people who he don't want to work at his place, who he don't want them to live in his place, and then people are looking at him crazy and say, hey, what the hell are you doing? You can't say that to people. You can't tell them that they can't. But it's like, this is my shit. You want to work. You have a job. Well, how are you going to come and tell me how the hell to run my operation? Just like you going to your job and telling them at their job where you work at how to do something. Like you just going to start ordering shit. And they be like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, well, we need this. And y'all ain't ordering fast enough. I'm trying to hurt. They be like, you can't do that. What are you doing? No, I'm trying to order. We need this, and in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, y'all still ain't ordered it, so I'm gonna order it now, and y'all just pay for it with the check from with the card. You'll be fired at that company. You won't have that kind of say so. So it's the same thing when it's in regards to somebody that's like building their own thing. If you don't want to build nothing, then you don't have no say so in it, and that's why a lot of black people get it wrong. They want all these other people with all this stuff that they built to start doing things your way, or understand your plight or understand what you're going through, and it's not like that. So a person like Ice Cube going to beg these people, Democratic or Republic, to have some kind of black what are you doing? You look like a big goofy. You actually look like one of them people back in the medieval times that's going up to the kings and hear us from the people, but you ain't even the people. Like you live down the street from the millionaires. Like you literally live in a white neighborhood. Like you don't live nowhere near the hood. Nothing black about you. You actually just represent that in TV. And we let you do that because we technically know you came from that. But today, come on, 56 years old, you're not walking down the street in a gas station or walking up in a liquor store hanging 25 minutes. You're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So we can see the hypocrisy, at least in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Keep the votes coming in too, guys. I appreciate y'all voting and stopping over here. We're celebrating 40 episodes today. Black Outrage 40. We're going hard. We're going in the paint. And it's not easy doing it. It's not easy doing it. Let me just be clear on that. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. Sometimes I'm groggy. I don't feel like getting into the zone. But I'm letting my oratory skills just lead the way. So I appreciate y'all coming to check us out and hanging out with us. So Jay Money said, I would rather Shaq be more of a sellout, but he gets the bag for every commercial he do. And that's true. See, so that's the same thing with Cube. We could call him a sellout, but at one point in history, I had to be like about 19, this got to be like about 1990, 1991. So I had to be like about 17 or 18. So it was a movie came out and it was called Trespass. Now I'm a youngster, so I want to be a filmmaker at this time, but I'm watching Ice Cube. I'm watching NWA, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't movie actors, they was just rappers. And the only person you had seen in the movie really was Ice-T at that time. So he was really just performing too. He wasn't really like having acting skills like that. But they had both played in a movie, and so this movie was like they breakout movie. So it was like, oh shit, man, I couldn't wait for it to come out. So I couldn't really go afford it at the movie theater. So we waited for it to come to the dollar show. So everybody from our hood went. So we like on 87 in Kansas, as far as the fuck from where we live. But everybody went. I had a car that summer and shit. I bought my first car. I'm riding up there and shit. So we go up to the movie and I'm watching it. I'm like, damn, in the movie called Trespass. They was acting against some white dudes. And in the movie particularly, they was like some drug dealers or they ran off with somebody money and they all got caught up in this building, in this warehouse building. But it was like this gung-ho cop who was gonna make sure he got them. So that was kind of funny to me. But I'm like, okay, it's a cop movie, whatever. So they're in this building and this cop dude trying to get at them and Ice Cube and Ice-T. Now this is the first time I ever seen some people who I admired as rappers being bitch ass niggas. And I was like, what the fuck is these niggas doing in this movie? I'm thinking like they're gonna be having the same persona in the rhymes that they're gonna have in this character. And I guess I was a little convoluted about Hollywood and all that. I thought they hired them niggas to be who they were, but they hired them niggas to be a character in the story. And it was like, what the fuck? Look, I was so livid, I walked out the fucking movie. And that's the only reason why I'm telling y'all that story, because I walked out the movie, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, we getting the fuck out this bitch. I fucked this pussy ass movie. And I just was gung ho to make movies at my own life in my own regard because of how I couldn't understand them niggas would let. I just was a kid. I guess I didn't understand it. Like, how would they even do this? You niggas is not that. What I saw you as. But you niggas bitch at. But then these two dudes, them two guys individually, Ice Cube and Ice-T, to this day, these niggas is still in Hollywood. To this day. Now that's 30 fucking years in the future. Well, a little less than 30. Maybe like 25 or maybe 35. It's not how you do count the shit up. But at the end of the day, I was tripping like how the fuck these niggas is still around today because by giving their persona that they was breathing and bringing in up to Hollywood allowed Hollywood to take that persona and regurgitate it and recraft it and then give it back to us. Now we wasn't arguing. We wasn't like, oh, wait a minute. I wasn't in a movie theater like all of us, y'all. Come on, man, let's get out of here. It's like it was just me. I'm a filmmaker in my heart, and I just felt like I wanted to. This was an inspirational moment. Like I'm not. I remember riding back to the hood and shit. Like man, what the fuck with them niggas being this movie? Okay, at first my car didn't start. Let's just be 100 million. I was starting that bitch. That motherfucker went kick over. I'm embarrassed as hell. Everybody, people walking to the car and shit. I'm like, God damn, my girlfriend in the car. I'm like, this some bullshit. But then after about 20 minutes, my shit started. I'm like, bet we back to the hood. But at the time, I was just wanting to be a filmmaker, and I just remember that movie. You can see Trespass. It's out. It's not a fake movie. It's a real movie. But you can see how letting them recraft their characters from what they had designed as rappers and what they gave us. He was the writer behind NWA. Ice-T was like making mad crazy music. He even started doing rock music at that time because he was so famous he could do what the fuck he wanted to do. These niggas still in cop movies, still, you know what I'm saying? So you have to really understand that it's made up. It's not what we believe. You know, you might believe these people are genuine or black scholarly or just or some gangster rapper perhaps, but it's not. It's not. It's just really like a commercial. And then somebody with a bigger budget because they started grabbing Ice. Matter of fact, after they did Trespass, Ice Cube. Ice Cube, he didn't do a gang of white movies after that. He did that movie. I want to say he did a movie like he was a cop, a movie like The Shield or some shit like that, right behind doing that. But after that, Ice Cube got it with John Singleton. So it wasn't like he was like Hollywood like that. He had got right up with John Singleton, and they did Higher Learning. Then he started doing the black movie. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, he sold out because he went straight and started doing black movies. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing with Ice-T. He didn't just go and start doing white movies. He hooked up with Melvin Van Peebles, and they started doing like New Jack City. They started doing like Posse, movies like that. That was more like black enthralled movies. That's when white people came and got them and was like, okay, come on, y'all niggas, come on. So, but you can still, again, how could somebody stay a celebrity for 35 years? You see what happened to Diddy. That's 35, 40 years of being a celebrity. He's sitting literally in the Bing. Even what Bill Cosby did, 57, 63 years, he still got locked up. So it's really like almost like this race to see which one of these niggas gonna get locked up after running with white people out for all this time. So let me get back to the comments real quick because we got J Money. He said, I see it right there. I said, also Snoop Dogg. Okay, J Money said Ice Cube should have did the F Trump song, not YG. No, I don't think Ice Cube would have did that, man. They got money, bro. They live in the burbs, man. They got kids. You don't want your jet to blow up messing with none of them white people, man. You know what I'm saying? Shawnee Brown said, to be honest, some of the older guys have mixed grandchildren, and they change their speech. Can't we all get along? You say some of the older guys. That's a funny little point right there. You know, sister, can't we all get along? She said, I don't know what happened to Ice Cube. But yeah, that's true though. I mean, it's the intermingling of it all is what it is today. It's not like so rigid and you know what I'm saying. Before you know it, your own kid be popping up talking about this my lady, and it's like you be like, what the and whoa, I was my wife, she always she was watching that girl, her name Jenny Ma, something like that. Jeezy was married to her. And so she was watching a little lifestyle. I think they had a TV show or some shit. And so she was like, they breaking up. And I was like, it makes sense. She's like, what you mean? And I'm thinking like, because she was telling me that Jenny Ma's mother, no, and her brother lived with Jeezy and her. So I'm like, wait a minute. So you saying the mother, the brother, they all live with Jeezy in the same mansion with them? She was like, yeah. I'm thinking like, that ain't gonna last. And she's like, what you talking about? I'm like, that black people don't live like that. She's like, I know the Asian people do. If one person get on, the brother, the mother, I'm like, black people don't live like that. And I said, he ain't gonna be able to live like that around them either. And she like, what you talking about? He got money. It's fine for them. I said, nah, he got family. He got family members. And when he made it, when he got rich back in the 90s, whatever the hell, 2000, whatever the hell, he told his family they couldn't live in that mansion with him. He was like, nah, all y'all can't come stay here. Y'all could visit, y'all could come through, we're gonna be barbecuing, but you can't just live in my mansion. So you think he finna live with some girl after he done told all his family members that they can't stay in his mansion before he met her, that he gonna live with her brother and her mother and her uncle? You crazy? And before I knew it, that relationship was over. And I told her, and I don't know specifically why it was over, but I told her, I said, that's gonna be a dynamic that black people just don't do. We don't live all five of us in a building or in a household or 19 people in a house like a lot of cultures do. If one person get a mansion or a house, that's their mansion, that's their house. You are not welcome. You can't come be like, ooh, it's a room for me and the two bathrooms, thank you. It ain't like that. So if you marry a person that's outside your culture and then all of a sudden three, four people living up in a crib with you, that's not gonna last because that ain't your damn culture. That's their culture. So if she was rich and she had a mansion, she could live like that with them. But if it's his damn mansion, his family gonna be like, I wish I would come over there. Nigga, you stuck with them. Fuck you. Cause we couldn't stay over there. You didn't even know that, bro. You told Ray he got out of jail. He still couldn't stay with you. Our families and they kind of families is gonna be different, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we don't live like that. And everybody in our culture know that that's a super fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's a super fact. Shadow Pop said Ice Cube is cool. He's not a sellout. All right, that's your opinion, my brother. Wu-Tang Clan said Ice Cube. He's showing love to Cube. And Steve O'Stunner said, we don't pile up on living spaces. We had to do that in slavery and Jim Crow. Now that you see that's a good point. That's a good point. Jeezy had that nigga wake up call. He did. And then he was like, hey, I like you. You my boo-boo. But my people ain't finna rock with me no more. If I'm even, and your brother even got no job with he a painter. If you don't get your motherfucker ass out of here, this nigga better be owning 3, 4 dojos or some shit. But that's her family, so they not gonna drive at him and be like, you gotta get a job, you gotta get to work, and that way he walking through the mansion, they saying, I don't know why your ass getting some orange juice, you about to get a job in here. He like putting the orange juice back, like, damn man, that's what go out in our culture. So if you think somebody gonna live like that because I married a girl from another culture, hell no, and that relationship didn't work. So but that's my opinion. Let me get back to the conversation though, because I could talk to y'all forever about this kind of shit. So, but anyway, where is it? Right here. Let's let old boy hit us with some more knowledge, and then we'll chat about it in a minute. So keep the votes coming in. I see the votes then triple since the last time I said something. So that's crazy. Everybody got their opinion going today. So I appreciate y'all over there. Let's get to it.
To the people at hand. But I'm gonna tell you, man, there's really no nice way to pick somebody up for a warrant. No nice way. I mean, you ever get picked up for a warrant? Anybody ever had a warrant exercise on them? I have. Yeah, you ever been driving on the way to a movie or something, run a light and not hit the brakes right on the stop sign, get pulled over, and then find out, oh, that's damn, I didn't pay that. Yeah, still nice way for that to happen. Now, luckily, I'm not leaving the country. I'm just going to have to go before the judge, get out, and then pay the thing. You know, this happened years ago, but still, I remember it very well, Johnson. Okay? So it's no nice way to deal with law enforcement. There's no nice way to go down to the station for anything, whether it's jaywalking, deportation, or whatever it is. Okay? Whatever it is, it's never fun. Holding cells are no fun. Getting processed is no fun.
But you know, and that's intriguing that he's bringing up that point because the idea that it's supposed to be a smooth ride for you after you committed a crime of leaving your country, coming to another country illegally. Why would they think that? They put black dudes in jail just for being in the car 4 deep. You don't have to have no guns, no nothing. It's just 4 y'all jumped in the car, and that's a crime. Pull you over, what you're doing. Pull up, everybody getting down on the ground. Let's search you all. Don't nobody even make no blog about that. You don't see nobody on the internet saying, look at me. I'm down on the ground. They searching us. All we was doing was going to 7-Eleven. You wait for a shootout in order to do that because that's too little. That's like, that ain't nothing. You get pulled over by the police and shit, and they be like, yeah, damn, you ain't pay your child support. What the hell you mean? They gave me the form saying, oh, damn, I ain't got the form in the car. They said I'm over with the child support. Look, sir, right here. It's like you said, you got 2 weeks in the county. What? Oh, my God. Now you locked up in the county over some bullshit. Then they come back and they're like, yep, it's in there. I see the database. Yep, you was right. You was right. Now you out of jail. Like, what the, you think you gonna blog about that? You finna get on the internet and start posting and being like, yeah, boy, I just got out. Told you my child support was straight. That's not how it goes. Nobody cares. You're not doing a video on it. You're not playing. No, it's gonna happen. You move on. It happened. You move on. So to try to make it seem like some over perplexing activity is happening to some people who did a crime. What are you talking about? And then this thing about my babies, nobody black got children that they set up in the jail cell. None of them females who they put in the jail cell in America that's black got a child. The only time a children are made is when a person came from another country and had a baby. All of that stuff is like, let's look over you and let's look over here, and we're not gonna do that. Not on the Black Outrage channel. You can't do that. Our job is to be specific and call out that kind of hypocrisy, and it's going to make people feel uncomfortable. Why? Because they think it's supposed to go the way that white people feel. And if anything black people say, as long as we ain't passing you a TikTok dance or dunking, then you won't want to hear nothing black people got to say. That's it. Don't shut up. You got TikTok dance? Okay, cool. TikTok dance is over. Get out of here. So let's get back to the message. Keep voting too, y'all. See them votes sliding in. Let's do it.
So I don't know how you do it a nice way. I really don't, Josh. But see, I gotta look at it the other way. I gotta say, what was Biden thinking when Biden let in the floodgates for 3.5 years? He just said, "Come on in, America. Come on in, South America. Come on in, Asia. Come on in, whoever, anybody." It was crazy. If it doesn't impact you and it makes it cheaper for you to get your lawn cut, I guess you don't care. But for the people that are impacted from the resources from their local community, Chicago's broke now. I don't live in Chicago, but I heard it's broke.
It is.
Boston, where the average black family was worth like $7, somehow came up with millions of dollars for undocumented migrants. And when asked, how much did you spend on the undocumented migrants? She said, we don't count. We don't.
But they definitely would count if they gave black people 5 cents. You can't even go get a zoning fee for your corporation without them hitting you with a fee saying, yep, you got to pay that ahead of time before we even come out. So it's like if you come and understand America, you see that basically the laws and the jurisdiction and the jurisprudence is on black people. It's just as simple as that. So whatever you try to create or make or come up with, their job is to come up with a thing to stop you, block you, or tell you no, or find another way. And that's what the whole voting crap is. It's just basically to tell you how you can't do it, and then other people can. And that will get you to vote so that they can do it in hopes that it'll trickle down to you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really crazy, but it's the way that America working. It's the way America been working. And again, if you speak on it, you're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose people who might be some kind of future, whatever you might like or want. And that's what's tumultuous for folks. They maybe a job or something like that. Could you imagine how many people got to go to their job and not like Trump or do like Trump, depending on the environment that they in? You know what I'm saying? Particularly the people you're around, and if you mention it, they just go off on you or snap and go crazy, or if anything, similar to that. I remember I'm gonna put the super chats in the comment section. Y'all can show some love if you want to. I appreciate you showing love if you want to. Thanks for voting too. But I remember my wife was telling me, and I was almost looking at this kind of situation, this passive aggression shit. She said at her job, her boss' son is a cop, is a police officer. But no, not in the city though, but in one of the suburbs. So he had to go and I guess raid somebody's house. So the dad or the guy at the job was telling her about how he wrecked all this dude crib up. He just went beyond his call to just knock over shit and put holes in the wall and do all this. And as she's sitting here listening to the story, she's understanding that this is a black guy that they're referring to. But she can't say, what the hell would y'all do that for? She got to listen to it and, like, wow, really? It's like, that is uncomfortable as hell to a person. I mean, what do you say in that moment? You got to keep your check coming in. You can't jump up and be like, hey, don't be telling me no dumbass story like this. I mean, what do you say? Like, in that particular moment, how do you how do you juggle that? That's the delicate dance of somebody with a 9 to 5 reality that you got to. It's your life. Your life depend on it, and somebody could come in there and trample over, and play with you in that regard. You know what I'm saying? So you already know I probably would have never been at that job long enough for him to even play with me like that. But if nothing else, that probably would have sent me up right there, and I'd have been like, man, get out of my room, man. Before I come to your house and knock some damn holes in the wall. And he would have been like, the police would have came knocking on my office door like, hey, somebody said you threatened to come to their house and knock a hole in his head. Like, what I didn't say nothing. What are y'all talking about? And that's the reason why it probably would have never worked out for me. So y'all gotta show love on the all this little stuff they got going on over here, because otherwise I'll be over there at y'all crib. Now, damn, I'm just putting it out there. So let's pop over again. See what the dude's saying over here. Tim Black. So this Tim Black, he giving us the insight. We breaking it down. We talking about it as it, drops. So let's go. And you got the question right there. I'm gonna give another poll adjustment and let you know what's going on in the poll in a minute. But I see it's crazy votes. It's like 9 times the votes that came in. It's like way more votes than I imagined. But people got their opinion about Ice Cube. And SC1 just came in right now from CC, unencumbered. She just said Ice Cube is MAGA. I don't know if he's MAGA, but I think he's rich. So I think that whatever rich people are trying to do to keep their money coming in, that would probably be the smartest thing that he would be. Because if he's liberal, then they'll be trying to get him to give money to all kind of foundations that he probably won't have nothing to do with. But I think the Republican mindset is that you can't come to me with that stupidness. No. And I'm only going to be like that because I got my own opinion and heck no. You say Ice Cube is FBA. He sure is. Reverend Greenbacks. He definitely FBA, and like I said, when I was young, he was 100% black. He was black. If you ever listen to them albums, you'll hear it. You'll hear it in your lifetime. You'll hear it. Ice Cube, one of his first, he did it on every album, so you can hear any one of them, and you'll be like, oh shit. Sometimes I even sing some of them damn songs in my head just because, you know what I'm saying, hearing them so long, and that was it's getting paid. What was that song? I forgot. I think that was. It's getting paid. I forgot the name of it. God damn it. So those songs were so cold, man. Oh my God. I'm not finna sit up here and sing no damn Ice Cube songs, but them songs was cold. And he used to be like, now the taste of alcohol is filling up my bladder. What's the date and time? It don't matter. Had a pocket full of phone numbers. I was trying to torture. He said, what he say? I was trying to, something, to make a long story short. Ran into this girl named Sarah, hit her up in the backseat of my Impala. It was crazy. I can't think of the lyrics no more, but I'm telling you, the boy went crazy on them albums, and he had music videos for them joints, everything. At that time, they played music video on regular TV. You didn't have to be on no nothing. It came on right on regular TV. In our city, it was like channel 50, and you turn it that, and you would get to the rap videos. It was crazy back then. But I remember, yep. Reverend Greenbacks know what I'm talking about. See, this was really big music at that time. It was like 50 Cent style, like the way 50 Cent had put a big heavy stance because he had left NWA, so we knew who he was already. So by the time he started dropping them independent records on his own, it had hit very hard, extreme, and they had to respond. This was him. NWA had to respond because his albums, they didn't go underground and there was nothing. That shit went straight to the radio station. It was big time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he said CCA, she on all the trumpers. She had CC on all the trumpers. If you're a trumper, CC wants your head. Stop playing with her or him. I hope maybe it's a female. But anyway, let's let Tim get back to the conversation. Let's go.
What kind of much respect? We take care of our people when they come here. This is real talk, man. So, look, I gotta stand on what I stand on here. That's the deal. You can say, hey, man, Trump, Trump's a horrible mofo, and how dare Ice Cube now act like he feels.
We got that little Mercial running through. We got a Mercial coming through. Matter of fact, I need to actually take one myself because that's a part of the game these days. Y'all gotta let me get a Mercial because I ain't did one in a minute. I tried to talk it all the way through, so give me a Mercial and I'll be back after the young Mercial. I'm gonna do the 3-minute Mercial, so we'll be back after that one, all right? Let's do it. about to get back to it. I think we back to it. Look like we back to it. And we rocking out with Black Outrage number 40. We just took a little break real quick just to get everything back locked in. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead with read the last of these little comments real quick. We got Reverend Greenback said Ice Cube at FBA. CC said Ice Cube business partner to Steve Bannon, best friend. Damn, that's crazy if it is. CC said Cube used to be black. Damn. His son said he hates women who's raised him. That's crazy too. Reverend Greenbacks sounds like death certificate. Yeah. We already read that one. And then 50 Cent is a trumper too. Pill College, what's going on, brother? Peace. Pill, what's up, bro? Yo, but we see that, Ice Cube, let's see on the voting side, it's really heavy-handed. It's heavy-handed on the voting. It's a 78% saying no, he is not a sellout. That's a question I want. Only 22%, and that's a little less than a quarter. You know what I'm saying? So not that many people is believing that he's a sellout. Maybe this is just one of those moments of, not so clear judgment. I'm gonna go back to Ice Cube so everybody could, in case you came into the segment late and you didn't hear what Ice Cube said and you just hearing the conversation and you don't know what the hell going on. So we're gonna go back so you can hear what Ice Cube said himself, and then you can be the judge and you can actually vote and you can do what you want to do. But we're gonna go back real quick. Let's go back to Ice Cube's statement and let him explain it so we don't have to be in the blue. And let's just pull it up. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see it and hear it. So hit the like button, share the message. Black Outrage number 40. Oh, okay, I gotta cut my green screen. I forgot. He's wearing black, so it's really bad for the green screen. It don't look like it worked. So let's try it like this.
The federal government just, being too heavy-handed and disrespect going to churches and weddings and, grabbing people out of those schools. And, it's like, come on, man. Y'all just...
Because there's a way to do it, right?
Overdoing it, and then the country flip-flops. First it's cool, then it's not, then it's cool, then it's not. It's like, how could somebody even keep up with what's going on? So it's just... It's sad, man. I can't wait till this period is over. It's like, I don't know how we're gonna get to the end, but this is just it's crazy to see people dragged out of the spots of refuge.
No, once it's over, there's gonna be a lot to clean up for the next guy.
Well, yeah, and then like everything is empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you do that to you do that to so-called people who are what they call illegal, and now you get the people who legal don't want to come out because they don't want to deal with your ass either.
Right.
So everybody's staying home. So
I'm legal. I don't want to come out.
And thank you, because you don't want nobody to come hassle you or even want to look at your license and your shit. It's like,
right? Because now they're just grabbing because of the skin color.
Exactly. So nobody's safe, man. And they don't care who they grab. Really, they don't care who they grab.
They don't.
It's sad.
Elderly.
All right, so y'all got a whole mindset again of what Ice Cube was talking about, and he's on a podcast of a person that's actually Latino, so you can see where he want to kind of keep in line with a little mixed conversation and not be excuse me, that's where a person has to be unapologetically black, because I'm speaking on the issues and how it affects me and the kind of like mine. That doesn't mean I'm tearing yours down. But if your situation is one that's juxtaposed to mine and it's going to block me horrifically, like if these things don't block black people a little bit, they block us horrifically. Like, you hear about how the people get business loans, where black people have been starting businesses in America for hundreds of years, and that getting a loan from the bank is not even a conversation. It's not even a thought. And so then other people could come here and instantly pop up businesses, or getting a home loan. It's already so many rules and situations that stop you from even being qualified to even get a home loan, and other people could come to America and just get one instantly because they're here. And then it's a system set up. Hey, go, get it, go, 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 go. What about the other cultures that's been here, worked all this time, kept the country running all the way up until the date when they decide let's let folks in? So it's just overlooked. It's been overlooked, and and Ice Cube need to speak up about that. He need to say something. Otherwise, he gonna look like a sellout. He gonna look like he's a sellout. Our culture is very strict in that regard. You can't not speak up, and then you expect people to still respect you. That's not gonna happen. You had a big mouth when it came for rapping, but now they're gonna jump you in the room. They're gonna whoop your ass if you say a lot of the stuff is affecting black people in the wrong direction. And we all need to figure out how to help that stop happening. Instead of just, everybody losing their kids and they losing they've been taking people away from their children as black forever. You can not even give your kids the pills or give them some kind of homework, and they could come right in your house and take your kid if they're black. Let's keep it real. And anytime that happens, and especially if we see it on TV, they done designed our brains to say, well, that's supposed to happen to her. They wouldn't have been down there if she ain't did nothing wrong. But ain't nobody said that when it comes to immigration. It's like, they shouldn't be across. They wouldn't mess with them if they wasn't over here legally. Don't nobody say that. It's supposed to be, what they doing? Why they doing them like that? And meanwhile, they could hold you down, and all of the whole people could walk past and don't even say that they just saw a black person getting jumped by the police. But you got to be the spokesperson for people who literally came here to overtake you and step above you. Steve O'Stoner said, being black is like being a superhero. We are the moral pulse of the justice in the country. We fought the good fight for so long. We hate to see people get done wrong, and that's true. That's like being the moral, standing on high morality. But that still is good. But that's not helping us. And he said, Steve O'Stoner said, but there's a twist. Nobody's coming to aid us and even say it's wrong to treat us bad. That's true. It's like it's actually ingrained in the sustainment of America. You have to treat black people bad in order for people to recognize you, in order for you to get, and then as soon as you do that, black people are gonna be standing right there saying, he didn't mean it, she didn't mean it, we forgive them. Come on back. You can teach you a dance, and then you can come out there doing a little dance or some shit like that, and everybody be like, oh shit, look at him, he know how to do the woogie boogie. Who taught him how to do the woogie boogie? That is so crazy. But you can't never go get you a hedge fund. You can't never go get you no money from a bank. You can't never go get you a home loan. That's cut off for you. Only thing that's for you is fun and folly and just disrespect, disappearing acts. They don't even think about coming to help black people in no regard. Like, even if they helped the immigrants and we went outside and protested and did all this stuff and did any and everything to stop what was happening with them, as soon as it's over, they're not coming to the black community. They're not coming to the black culture to say nothing at all. They're not going to come up and speak in their own language so the people in their country hear it. They're not going to say a word. They're going to go back to their life working, and it's going to be like, hey, but we said we was doing remember back when we was that, but it's a little bit further down. Oh, no, you'd be too dangerous. We can't come now. Somebody might get hurt out there. Like, well, we didn't think like that when we was down there for you. So when you get ran with the okie doke so many times, you already know the game. And sometimes in the black culture, nobody's playing no more. It's just like we just see the game playing out. We just like watching from the bleachers, and that's just what it is. And it's like we get a good view, so we get to see who the winner, who the overthrower, who gonna get ran over. We just get to watch at this point, and that's again from that legacy of working and putting in all that time. We don't have to fight no more. It's just sit back and watch it play out. Guys, hit the like button and keep the votes coming in. Let's go again with the guy Tim Black. Let's see what else he got to say.
People who say they are decent, upstanding people, realistic, above board, real people with me, being real with me. What if it was you? What I mean by that, what if, let me just put it this way. Why do you think Biden let in so many people? Why did Biden let in more people than any other president has ever done in the history of our country? What was the reason, the driving motivation behind it? If you say he's a saint from heaven with godly thoughts, that's why he did it. Jump in front of something moving, nigga. Jump in front of something moving real fast, man. I lied. One other point. Back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and 11, somewhere around there, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Obama first term, if Obama deported the amount of people that Trump supported, he probably would have quit his job. Because Obama deported more people than any other president. I didn't hear it on the news.
Well, yeah, so we understand Tim Black, and y'all should check his channel out. I see him crossing through my algorithm, so I'll be hearing the stories, and it's like, I didn't know Ice Cube did that or spoke like that. And only from the hip hop perspective, which is I have dwelled my entire life, I believe that your voice should speak loud. Not just your bank account or not just your history. You got to stand tall. You have to stand up. These guys be a lot more afraid, and I understand. I get it. You're a millionaire. You got to drive on certain flights. You got to be on certain routes, and it's just the way it is. And you see what happened with with Kobe. He's not here no more, and he had the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Flights, travel, helicopters, boats, but these things can be stopped, shut down, and grounded. You know what I'm saying? And you just want to kind of like move through life. You're not really trying to put no situation out there where you find yourself dealing with some people like that. Because think about it. And even when those kind of situations happen, I always say this: who owns the helicopters? Who's the mechanic for the helicopters? Who is the company that created the parts for the actual helicopter? Who's the company that make the screws? Who's the company that plates the actual screws? Who's the company that makes all these, that put it together? Because 99.9%, okay, 100% of those companies gonna be white. So if you got the helicopter, or if you got the boat, or if you got this whatever vehicle, that's who created it. Literally from the all the way around. So now when you in it or on it or flying with it, this is really what you put in your life and hands to. So imagine having a helicopter. You can't hire your nephew and your 3 cousins and be like, hey, I'm gonna pay y'all to make sure the helicopter stay in good condition. You know, I gotta fly out. You can't, that's not how it works. You gotta actually go to a real mechanic that know how to do flights. And if the black one, he stay in Maryland and you stay in Georgia, how is that going to be a connection? So you're going to have to utilize those, especially when you get to this type of level of richness and money and you financially straight and can't nobody stop your bank account. You got to trust all of them. So Ice Cube and them or whoever, they're not going to put themselves in the bad. My fault, y'all. I'm up here hitting the wrong button. They moved the button down on YouTube. It's a little digital button that we got to use, but they moved it down. So anyway, appreciate y'all voting like this. Look at the votes, man. This is crazy. But again, you got to use their stuff. You got to use their systems. So you're not going to ruffle that in order to I'm going to stay black. Yeah, man, black power. Man, but get my boat together. We going out, man. I'm going on vacation, but I'm going to try to the Bahamas after this. But let's go protest. Hey, you know what? We're going to fly back. Let's fly back to, we're going to fly everybody on my plane. We're going to fly back. And this white dude's got to fly your plane. And you just been walking around to how you hate whitey, how you hate white. What the fuck you talking about? That's not how it's going to work. It's not how, even the immigrant people coming to America, speaking in their own language, not necessarily blending in, they go in their little corners of the world or their little corners of the cities where they live and not really blending in with the town. They don't speak the language like that. Ultimately, it's white people's city. It's white people's country. And they're not gonna let you just be up in here when you walk up on them and be like, speaking your language, and they're looking at you like, what the fuck you talking about? Now, in a city where we from, they might force you to do that, or your job might have to depend on something like that. But in a regular America, they not fucking doing no shit like that. I'm not ever finna learn that language. What are you talking about? Who even said that stupid ass shit to me? Because that's not the world. That's just where you're from. That's just in your pocket. That's why they call it democratic cities, Republican cities. That shit actually is true. It's other towns and other cities, they would not fucking dare do that shit. And so if you see black people having that same mindset at some point, or certain ones, it's not odd. It's just closer to where you are now versus you having to drive down state or upstate and then you start experiencing that. And it's not just the black people. Other cultures feel the same way. who wants to be overlooked, who wants to be pushed to the back for the sake. This is not the Titanic. The life ain't the Titanic. You don't have to be like only the women and children should make it. I'll just drown. What the fuck? This ain't no damn movie. This real life. If you brought women and children, y'all need to get on a boat and go or a bus and go back to where y'all from, and they figure it out over there. Because we're not gonna sacrifice our women and children because y'all came over here. What the hell going on? But that's what's supposed to happen. Because if that black person can't open that business, then how is he gonna help his neighborhood? How is he gonna build up his community? How is he gonna hire the little youngsters in his neighborhood? If the black people can't open up that storefront or get that home, how they gonna fix any of this shit? It can't be fixed. All you got is Umar Johnson. You might as well go ahead and donate right now because that's going to be who they tell you to vote for. It'll be like, go, you vote for us, we're going to donate to Umar Johnson. That's all you got if you black. So can we choose? Do we get another choice? Can we choose other things if we choose to? Or is just only the immigration people and Dr. Umar? You got to see that. It's all you get. But come on, man. What the fuck going on in America? It make you kind of feel so crazy. But I try not to think about it because there ain't nothing you can really do to stop it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that make you feel crazy. RH going crazy in the comment section. He said ain't no trolls in here, so he said he gonna go ahead and hold that job down for the day. He wanted to figure out what's up with black holes. I don't know shit about that. Pause anyway for whatever the hell he mean with that. RH, this guy speaking can't even put a coherent sentence together. But that's Tim Black, man. Tim Black do his thing, man. You gotta infer. You gotta figure it out. You know, you gonna get there though. RH, let me guess. The white man is responsible for Kobe. Whoa. Damn, I didn't think nobody would ever admit it like that. That's crazy. Your bedroom is messy, by the way. Oh, shit, I'll be right back, guys. So anyway, when you say vote Trump, just put that last one in there. We're reading all the comments. I ain't tripping on it. But now that I read your comments, it would be nice for you to just, hit the like button, share the message, hit the super thanks, hit the little super chat, all the good stuff that you could show love. I see the votes came in crazy. We're looking at 79% is going with Ice Cube. It's not. Does that mean it's really going up in that one direction? So if it was 62%, but now it's going way up. The votes came in crazy today. So we got 79% saying Ice Cube is not a sellout. He's still holding his title as official. As this the people voting. This ain't me. I'm not putting a point in that. I'm looking at the people vote right there. It's in my face. Is it glaring? And it said right there that 79% say that Ice Cube is not a sellout. And that's a lot of voting. I'm telling you, a lot of votes came in for real, like crazy votes. So it's like good to see that people feel like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So maybe one day he'll stop butt kissing these other, political people for whatever reason he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll stop making the people question, you know what I'm saying, how he has his trajectory now. Because it's a time, again, like I said earlier in the podcast, this would be a comedy. This would be jokes. This would be, people would laugh at you for trying to say Ice Cube was a sellout. Like, what the, man, if you don't quit playing with me. But today, like you said, like Steve Stoner said, the money, everything come in, Steve O. Stoner, he said, everything came, the money, everything, and they got you. Now it's like you middle-aged, you ain't finna be running through here no more. You're not gonna be like, we don't nobody wanna hear your damn music. Don't nobody wanna see you show up nowhere. Look, come over here, sit right here. We're gonna put movies behind you, 10 good movies, you straight and financially set. And another thing that he was able to do, and that's the one thing I have been saying on my podcast, that it's not many people that's black artists that was able to pass their job down to their kid. But now I've done a little bit more research in the black culture, and from a person that was able to pass their job down to their kid. When you got the Wayans boy, Damon Wayans, he passed it down to his son. His son acting, he came straight from the father being, dad was a celeb, and then he was able to get his son into the game. Then you got Denzel Washington, he got his son. He was Denzel, obviously who Denzel is, and now his son is doing movies and shit. And then you got Ice Cube. Ice Cube's son is a person who was able to parlay a career in Hollywood after his father had made the success story. So I was wrong in that regard. I didn't think that was able to pass down to the youngsters after the father kind of career dwindled a little bit, but obviously it was. You know what happens in the other cultures. You know, it's just Kirk Douglas, you know what, Michael Douglas, and just it's so many. You even got grandkids in the other cultures doing it because I think like Clint Eastwood got like his granddaughter and his grandson in the game. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Cub is, Quentin, but welcome to the show, my bro. Welcome to the show, my bro. Yo, but anyway, yo, we rocked out today, man, and I appreciate all of y'all coming this far into the show. Y'all voted. The votes is still coming in like crazy, like God dog. But it's crazy, you know. Ice Cube, he still got a celebrity. He ain't through it. He ain't gone. It ain't going away. So I'm gonna let Mr. Tim Black talk a little bit further before we end the podcast. This just to give a little bit more context of where we have gotten this far, this long into the show. And hit the like button, hit the super chats, show your boy some love, and I appreciate y'all. This is number 40. We've been going straight down, no stopping. Let's go.
News often. It wasn't discussed in mixed company. It wasn't talked about, and it wasn't. I didn't see Pelosi or I didn't see AOC wasn't in office, but I don't recall. I don't recall it being a real big problem for Keith Olbermann. I don't recall SNL doing skits on the shit. I don't recall Ice Cube being on the TV or in the interviews complaining about it. Having a subvert moment. I don't know what's going on in there. This ain't right, man. And I mess with Ice Cube. But what I'm saying, this has been going on all that time.
We don't need to stress out about.
Yep. So they just shut us down right there on Tim Black. We talked his stuff. You know, I like the guy conversation. I'm not concerned about what they vote for and all that. I really don't pay attention to that. But when you start talking black talk, when it started being something that I can understand, when it's something that I can have experience in, then that's when I pop in and I go and want to know more. I didn't even look for other people's opinions on that particular subject matter. I went straight to Tim Black. So I want you guys to follow the guy, look up his show on there, get a conversation going, listen to him because again, he's dope with it. And I like it. You know, I don't like a lot of people online. I'm not, you know, especially when it comes to talking, this kind of talk. But so you got to have a certain kind of level of articulation and coherence for me to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. I'm thinking like, shut up. But when you get somebody talking like, bro, it's other guys too. And if you watch my show, we have shown some of these stations and we've talked about some of their talking points. And that's what we do here at the Black Outrage Show. So that's not my opinion. It's other people's opinions too. We listen to the people talk, and then we make our opinion. And then we talk you guys' opinion right there in the comment section. If you talk your stuff, we'll read it. It's nothing to read it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff be a little off-put. You know what I mean? People talking about their personal body parts and all that stuff. You know you're going to get that eventually. However, the conversation, we're going to talk the conversation. So right there at the end of this video, you'll be able to see the podcast playlist at the top, and then you'll be able to subscribe at the bottom part of the video. And then I appreciate y'all walking out with me all the way to the end of the video. And we'll be back tomorrow with something else to talk about. If you got something you want me to talk about, hit us up, and you can watch our other videos that's in the other playlist too. And I appreciate y'all. And make sure you join the YouTube membership because we got all these videos that come out ahead of time, and you'll be able to see a lot of stuff. About like almost every hour we hitting you with a video. Every hour, bing, 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 bing. You're on the phone, we you like, God damn, who was doing that? What the? Oh shit! This was on here. Okay, so I appreciate y'all signing off. Have a great day, and y'all made it fun for me today. I just want to be clear on that. Y'all made it very fun for me today. I didn't have a vibe. Today was a non-viber, but y'all made it fun, and I appreciate that. So y'all have a great day, and I'll be back.